Happy almost New Year. And this is a very special portal we're in right now, both astrologically in our lives, in the world. You can all feel it, right? And I'm seeing people just say hello from all over the world. It's so beautiful to share this space, whether you're watching online or recording live. And we have some very special guests about to come on, a few magical beings that are going to celebrate with us. So what's going to happen is we're going to start with a little activation. I'm going to introduce my friends, and then we're going to dive into a really powerful, short purification ritual because this is the time to actually fully let go what we've been working on for years or maybe lifetimes and not bring it into the new year. It's a great time to just really let go of the identity and anything that it's tied to that's blocking us from actually receiving that abundance, that joy, and that love that's on the other side of the armor that maybe kept us safe when we were 3 years old but isn't really working anymore. And now it's really just too heavy, right? It's like a medieval armor. And so this is the time to let that go. And then afterwards, we're going to have three of my favorite people. So we have Sarah, D Morell, Rohini, and Carl, who I'm introducing for the first time. They're experts in abundance and radical love. And they're just some of the highest energy beings I've ever met. And they're actually all coming to our Mexico retreat for those of you that are coming and we'll be sharing a little bit about that. But really, we're going to be focusing on then activating your abundance and your ability to receive that flow of love. Just like when we do medicine, you can feel where it's blocked and then it's flowing. And when we just ooze that love, then it unblocks it in the areas of our life. So whatever we're unblocking here is really designed to unlock that and show you the areas of your life where it's still blocked and actually unblock it and open up that flow and vortex of energy. And then I'm going to end with a timeline shifting meditation. And this is going to be really powerful because this is when we anchor in, and this is when really powerful miracles happen, the new year. So this is so powerful that you're doing this before the new year, if you're watching it recording around that time to really decide. Because when we truly decide something, which most of us haven't been doing, that's how you manifest. It's not like, oh, how I don't have the money or whatever it is. It's like you choose it first and then everything rearranges because you're allowing yourself to just decide and fully trust that, right? So that's the journey that we're going to take you on today with some other surprises. And so I'm going to start by introducing my bestie, Sarah D. Morell, and share a few words here.
Hello, family. Is it working?
It's work.
Hi! It's so exciting because I see so many of you that I know and love. World, this is Rohini. She's going to be co-captaining tonight's abundance class with you all. Are you ready? Yeah. I'm loving it. I always have to go through and see the faces of you guys. For those of you that have your camera on. It just delights me. So many of you I know. We've played together, we've had classes together. I know Daniel's going to put us through an activation, and when we jump in, this is going to be interactive. So this isn't just you guys listening. I'm going to have you writing. We're going to go into a breakout room. You're going to be chatting in the chat box. You might get a little bit more physical, like doing things with us. So I'm excited and thank you so much for showing up.
And big hugs
Yeah.
from me from London. We have the beautiful angel here with us.
Mm.
So I'm here to support and bring a sprinkling of radical love into everything we do because this is about wealth activation. But the real power
Mm.
of wealth comes from our hearts and how
Mm.
to expand our energy and experience wealth and abundance in all aspects of our life. So delighted to
Yeah.
be part of this beautiful group in readiness for New Year. Make 2025 the most amazing year at every level.
At every level. And before we jump in, we'll share why we're here talking to you about wealth, like what makes us qualified to even have this conversation with you guys, and why would you to choose a path that we have chosen in regards to building wealth versus somebody else. So, Daniel, are you still going to do an activation or should we just keep going?
Yeah, why don't you go for a little bit and then we'll share a purification after you plant some seeds.
Okay, great. So just so you guys have a kind of a process or understanding as to who I am and who Rohini is, I am going to share with you my screen. I think I'm co-host now, but some of you know that I'm building a mini city in Austin, Texas. We've played together before. We've had classes together before. And we're going to jump into a little bit about my story and her story. And I'm actually here in London, outside of London, because we're working on purchasing a castle together. Rohini and her husband Carl have some of the most magical stories when it comes to, I think, building wealth. They retired 5 years ago. They exited out of the matrix. And forgive me, this is not my laptop. We're on her husband's. So I'm pressing buttons and trying to work it, and it's not a familiar one to me, but I have 13 different properties, including a mini hotel, a Love Manor, a chateau here in London, and have been featured on multiple TV shows for really cracking the code when it comes to relationships and having it all. Living in the art of what I hear, this isn't what they've told me. I've been living with them. I live half my life with them, is truly in the art of surrender in business, love, and parenting. I've never witnessed more in my life. I'm getting emotional. Outside of like really Daniel and these two humans have impacted me the most when it comes to really influencing me to the miracles that are possible. I really believe that they're the embodiment of what it looks and feels like to have it all, to have really what we're going to talk about and open up is what is true prosperity? What is real wealth and the ability to do what you want to do when you want to do it, and your health. So Rohini and Carl were Fortune 500 company running, BP. What were some of the other top ones?
John Lewis, Microsoft, Direct Line, all sorts of starting out in tech and then moving on to Fortune 500 companies and helping them transform. And of course, at that sort of level, they are looking at the bottom line. They are looking at profits. But what we brought to them was a whole transformation package, which starts with people, which starts with hearts, which starts with unlocking purpose and individual purpose into collective purpose. And that's actually the keys of how to unlock prosperity from a business perspective.
So they'd exit out, start a bunch of real estate, and now we're playing together.
We are castles.
With Daniel. We're all coming to Mexico for the retreat. I wish I could see you guys all at the same time, but I can't figure out how to work this thing. For those of you that are also coming to the retreat, you guys are getting sprinkles of this throughout this entire session, but we will all be facilitating on site in the retreat. But we're co-purchasing a castle outside of London to open up these world-changing dynamic retreat centers. So we've both built wealth. 5 years ago, I was laying on the floor suicidal, not knowing how I was going to feed my kids. And from Mexico, yay! And God gave me, and for me, God is the infinite source of love and intelligence. So I hope all of us can put church hurt to the side and just know that when I talk about God, it's infinite love. And God gave me what I call kingdom codes. And I learned how through channeling to help people build wealth internationally. So I went from on the floor suicidal, not knowing how I was going to feed my kids, to now I'm the founder building a mini city outside of Austin, Texas, co-purchasing this castle with Rohini. I was on stage last year to 1 million people in person. That's like the entire city of Austin, one spot. I've written a book. I'm a single mom. I just took my kids all over the United Kingdom and Europe by myself, traveling as a solo single mom. I've been to almost 70 countries, in my life, and I'm on the board of 9 orphanages. So what we do when it comes to building wealth is on purpose. This, building cities and castles, it's cool and it's great, but what makes it so special about what we're going to teach you guys today is that it's on purpose for humanity. You guys could go out there and build wealth 1 million different ways, but the way that we teach it and from what we've learned is how do you do it from the law of love? How do you do it with your health intact and your integrity there and your peace of mind, right? So we don't want to just build wealth for ourselves. We want to build it so we can build the orphanages. And, I have a whole school of kids that I help co-fund and run impoverished children outside of Colombia. So fast. That's the blip. I'm also an ex-drug addict stripper, classified disabled by the age of 17 and told I would never work because I was so sick. So when I tell you my story and when we talk about these things that we're doing, it comes from the core of really believing that anything is possible for your life. It really doesn't matter where you are right now, what you're doing, what age, what money's in your bank account. I mean, one of my favorite stories is the Harry Potter woman. I think she's in her 50s when she wrote Harry Potter, 60s, KFC. The guy who created that, billionaire, right? Or millionaire, he was in his 60s when he created it. So no age, it doesn't matter. No, whatever's in your bank account doesn't matter. Elon Musk just said he survived off of $1 a day for 30 days. That's why he has no fear about money. So wherever your bank account is, whatever your age is, whatever your health is, ex-drug addict, stripper, classified disabled, right? Today is the day where you make the decision that no longer matters anymore. It no longer matters anymore. So I would love you guys to jump in the chat. And yes, wealth, integrity, and the divine. Yes, 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 yes. Stephen, I think that's how I say your name, Stefan. I would love for you guys to put in the chat 3 things that you love about yourself.
Yes. What are the 3 things that are the most lovable about yourself? Because ultimately, money is just energy frequency and a reflection of your own energy expansion. And that comes from loving who you are so that it can flow freely in and out and expand as you expand. So what are the 3 things that you totally love about yourself?
And 3 things that you have accomplished.
Yes, we want wins. 3 amazing things that you've accomplished in your life, in all aspects of your life, whatever that is.
Yeah. I remember just the one year I was learning how to not yell at my kids anymore. For me, that energy of yelling at my kids left me in guilt and shame so much that it affected my wealth. So it might seem simple, but learning how to articulate out of struggle of frustration and exhaustion, not yelling was a huge leap in my life. So is it, like I have patience now with car traffic. There's nothing too small or too big to share there. And I always, like we were talking about it, we love when people go big. So like, let that light shine in the chat box. Like, there's no going too big in this room. Like, what is the coolest things? And then also don't negate the small. CEO startup. Wow, it's coming in so fast.
Oh, I love it.
From burnout, sitting on the couch after 20 years, Cindy and Lewis, to corporate jobs of CEO to own AI tech startup, moving and shaking in San Francisco. Cindy, the new San Fran is Austin. You come over and start it. That's where Daniel and I are residing. Traveling the world, inspiring younger generation. Yes. Being courageous and following your heart, passion, kind. Yes, yes. Loving, patient, and driven. Alan. Yes, I love these. Oh, we just can't get enough, really, of when people come from kindness. Start sharing your screen. I'm going to show you guys because some of this, it's just a little hard to comprehend what we're saying, right? Like building a mini city. First of all, here's the castle. Hopefully you guys can see this. Can you see the castle? Not very good at sharing on our screen. This is the castle here in London that we're working on buying. There's a much better example of this. And this is the mini city. So you guys can kind of see in Austin, Texas, 20 minutes out of downtown, we have the first ever eco-luxury self-sustaining mini city in Texas, the first of its kind that's being built. And it's about 104 acres, and we're working on purchasing an additional 300. I grew up homeless, for a little while and like not knowing how I was going to feed my kids to building this. And then we have, Rohini and Carl. Here they are speaking on, oh, can't do it. We're on Carl's laptop. Speaking on stages. Oh, there we go. They've been featured on TV shows all over, just so you can get that idea. And lastly, I think somehow figuring out going back to, nope, don't know how to get back there. Okay, you guys get it. You saw the mini city and you saw the castle. So yes, please, thank you. I'm going to keep going through some of your shares here. All right, so we have some activations that we're going to put you through so you can really get how do you go from ex-drug addict stripper to building mini cities, and how do you choose to exit out the matrix? Rohini and I really went over this today in the way that we built our wealth versus the way that we believe we could have done it better, no shame or guilt, and what we wanted to leave you with today. And Daniel, please, you just ping me whenever you want to do your activation, so you're not waiting on me, love.
Yeah, ready when you are.
Oh, you're ready. Okay, great. We're gonna have him do some work and then we'll come in.
Yes.
Go for it,
Yeah,
Daniel.
amazing, amazing. All right. Wow, that was a really exciting intro. And we're going to share a lot more with these two magical goddesses here soon. So first, we're going to do a little activation. And this is the time now to get ready. In a couple minutes, we're going to close our eyes and go deep, right? So I see someone, hopefully you're not driving when you close your eyes. So just make sure you're in a location where you can teleport safely, because we're going to send some life force activation energy for those that haven't done it remotely. And this works totally if you watch it later. Space and time doesn't really matter at all, right? It's going to activate your life force, and we need our life force to manifest. So you might shake, cry, laugh, get visions. So this is going to be remotely shared with you in some special next generation frequencies. And we're going to call in our guides and angels. First, we're going to really get into an enhanced theta state in order to really see what we're letting go of. So we're going to get deeper awareness as to what pattern that we really get to decide to let go of, right? That's blocking the energy for the new year from what we're really wanting. And then we're going to allow ourselves to just cleanse our body, mind, spirits of that energy and really just choose, right? So we're just going to do a really deep, quick cleanse. Then we're going to, right, it's kind of taking the weeds out of the garden. Then Sarah and Rahina are going to come back, and we're going to really plant the seeds of abundance and prosperity in a new paradigm. And then we're going to end with another activation timeline shift. So get ready for a lot of activations. And the key here is really to breathe, let your body move, stay present, because we're going to be moving energy really fast. So do your best to follow the breathing that I'm guiding you to, so that you release as much energy as you need to and really take advantage of this. Because I've had, I remember when I first started out, when I started listening to my intuition, I was totally broke, had no money, but anytime someone was like, "Oh, let me pay for lunch," I said, "No, that's okay, I got it." Or someone wanted to, give me a little money or something, I was like, "Oh, that's fine. No, no, no." And that wasn't me being spiritual. That was me sabotaging my abundance. That was me being the nice guy. It was a program of me actually not feeling comfortable receiving because of all the trauma. I had to put up a wall of receiving as a child because it wasn't safe. Otherwise, I would have gone crazy. So it saved my life as a child, but now it was blocked my flow. So, the spirit said, this angel came by and said, for 30 days, just if someone wants to offer you something, just say yes. And then I basically 5x'd my income in 30 days just by doing that. Because once you do open it up a little bit, the dam just burst, right? So see how we do something just a little bit different? It changes everything. So you're going to get something like that for yourself intuitively. Don't think about it now. We want to get into a state where we're out of the mind to really have spirit talk to you, right? And some of you might get a vision. Some of you might just get a knowing. Some of you might hear a message, right? So don't attach to how it comes, but you're going to get a knowing, right? And that's going to show you what you're going to be committed to, right? It's your pledge. And once you commit to a pledge, it shifts your timeline, right? It's literally changing the tracks. And this is how you can manifest, right? And I've done this many times. You've heard some of me say the story about how I sprained my ankle and then literally manifested a NASA astronaut to put a secret device on me to heal me in 10 minutes, because I was like, no, fuck this. I'm not going to wait 6 weeks. And that's the energy sometimes. It's like, no, like I'm done with this path. It's like it's time for abundance, time for love, it's time for all of that. And I'm going to share with you the simple, fast way of how it works. And actually, let's do it now, right? And so it's just about getting excited and trusting. And the last thing I'll say is letting go of the victim mentality, right? This is how people get stuck in it, because we've all had so much stuff happen to us. But on the higher level, whoever screwed you over is your best friend being like, I'm gonna have my memory wiped, come to Earth and make life really hard for you so that you break out of the matrix and get on your path and look at these lessons to so you can get out of this life, multiple life thing you've been in, right? So it's about really shifting into divine eyes because our perspective is what causes the changes through quantum physics. So how we see something is literally how everything manifests. So we're going to change our goggles back to the divine goggles of truth and innocence, right? We're going to get really excited. And literally, it's just through that gratitude and love and excitement, the life around us matches our energy when we do that. It's literally just reflecting back. So it's about, we have a mirror in front of us and we're waiting. It's like, I don't have it in the bank account yet, so I'm not going to smile, but hopefully the mirror will smile at me soon. That's not how it works. You got to smile and the mirror will smile back, right? So this is about, doesn't matter where you are, let it go. We're going to purify the energy and we're going to smile anyways and really connect the feeling, the heart and the mind, creating an electromagnetic pulse, right? And this is what Jesus actually said in the Bible that they took out of the Bible. He said, "Ask and you shall receive." That's the part they kept in, but they took out the how, the protocol. Right after that, this is what he said. He said, "Let your heart and mind be one and envelop yourself in your desire." So that means we're going to feel it and know it like it's already done and circulate that energy around us, which creates a shock wave, a vortex, which then magnetizes anything we want to us. And Christ actually said, this is what we're meant to do. This is how we're meant to live, right? This is the game we're playing here. This is a school to manipulate energy. And so this is what we're going to do right now. So hope I got you a little excited. Let's close our eyes now with that excitement, fully relax, and go into the meditation. So let's fully relax. Keep your eyes closed. And let's focus within. Just stay within now. Let's start by calling in our angels, the divine, our guides, our ancestors, anyone that serves our highest good. We invite you in a circle around us, placing their hands on you, transmitting golden light that instantly heals and opens up miracles into your life. Take a deep breath in through the nose, filling up your whole belly and chest, breathing it in, exhaling out any tension and stress out into the earth. Good. You might start to move or need to make a sound. So just keep breathing in that golden light. It's quickly moving into your whole system and expelling out any negativity, any tension, any attachments, any stories, any cords, contracts, agreements, other people's energies, entities, anything that does not serve your highest good. We now command to be completely released from your mind, body, and soul on all timelines, dimensions, and realities, and return to source with pure love now. So it is done. So it is done. So it is done. Take a deep breath in and make a sound, shake, let it all go. Anything that's not you, release it. Beautiful. One more deep breath. Make a deep sigh. Ah, and just find your center. And now remember, you have all your beloved beings around you, your soul family, blessing you with love. And they teleport you now to a heavenly land, placing you on a healing crystal chamber to recode your life, your biofield, and all your connections to align you with true sovereignty, joy, liberation, abundance, and the most beautiful love you could ever imagine. And so feel your body filling up with that light. And you're going to feel an area of your body that's resisting. So what part of your body is the most blocked that you're ready to completely transform now? Choose one spot. Take a deep breath into it. And I want you to ask that energy in your body, how old are you? What number do you get? Did this start when you were 3 or 12? Because this is a younger part of you that's just trying to keep you safe. So even if you get an estimate, you don't have to get an exact number. I want you to take a step back. Remember that you are an adult now and feel that you have an adult nervous system, that you have so much support now, that you're literally surrounded by angels and soul family. And let that younger part of you feel that. Slowing down and relaxing now. And I want you to speak from your heart and tell that younger part of you, thank you so much for doing your best to keep us safe. I know that was the best you could do when you didn't have community to truly protect and support you. But the war is over now. I'm here now. You're safe to let go. I'm sorry that I couldn't fully be there for you before. But I'm here now. And we have more support than ever before. Good. Now take a deep breath and just feel what comes up. Just fully feel it. And now listen to the younger part of you. What do they say back? How do they feel? I want you to ask them, what else do you need in order to fully let go? And just listen. Whether you got a message or not, you know what to say to them. Take a moment now to speak from your heart. Speak to them directly and reassure them that things are different. You're recommitting. Tell them what they need to know to let go and feel safe again with you. Just let the energy flow now. Let the energy move. Deep breaths. Beautiful. Just let it go. But we're just checking one last time. You can ask, is there anything else you need to fully let go and listen? And if you get a message, you know what to do. Make a promise, reassure them you'll deal with it, you'll take action, you'll get help. That's all they need. Beautiful. And feel that energy shift. Take a deep breath in through the mouth now and out of the mouth. Ah, keeping your eyes closed, breathing deep in through the mouth, filling up your whole belly and chest, and out through the mouth. We're going to let all that energy go now that's been attached to that armor. Inhaling and exhaling out through the mouth, in through the mouth. And that's like floss. We're just letting that golden light in, flowing, moving, all that stuck energy out into the earth, down our feet into the earth. Calling in the angels, the angel of the air, breathing her in, just pulling any last stuck energy, any victim consciousness, any stories, any fears, and releasing them out of our mouth, out of our bodies now. On the next breath, just letting it go. Keep breathing in and out of the mouth. Move your body if you need to. Give yourself permission to feel clear, to feel the flow, to feel alive again. Let God in deeper than ever before. Open your heart to the divine. Remember, the divine has always been with you. This has just been a test. It's just been a school. You're safe. You're held. We're here together now. Beautiful. Feel your heart's connection to the divine within you. Feel the part of you that's eternal, that will never die. And let yourself expand as you take your last few breaths in and out of the mouth, fully dissolving into the golden lights. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, all the way. Let it go. Ah. And now take a deep breath in and hold your breath. Hold your breath as long as you can. Tighten your fists, tighten your body, tighten your face. Put all your energy in your heart. Keep holding. And imagine your heart's about to explode into the universe, telling your heart to open, to merge with the universe. Keep holding and put all your attention in your heart. Expand now. Remember that you are infinite, that you are part of everything, that your body is just one drop in the ocean of who you are. You're safe to be divine, to be infinite, to be who you are. Let it happen. Fully surrender to the divine and let the angels recode your energy field now to magnetize you to miracles, to show you what you need to know. So fully relax, let go. There it is. And let it show you what is your guidance, what is your pledge for the new year to truly align you with your soul's destiny and dreams. Just being present now and letting that be shown to you. Wonderful. Taking a deep breath in, making a sigh. And just bringing that message, that wisdom deeper into the body. One more time, deep breath in. And just starting to ground that energy back into the body, feeling grateful for your body, grateful for this life, grateful for all the teachers in the different forms. And just cycle that gratitude, that remembrance that this is all just a lesson and that all the hardships have nothing to do with you. They're just teaching you that you're this innocent, pure, divine, eternal being and that you are worthy of anything you truly desire. And we're just shedding that snake skin. So take a moment to just move your body, take your hands that are shining this golden light and just kind of move it through any part of your body, just kind of like letting go of that snake skin, that old cocoon, moving it through your head, through your chest, your arms, and just letting go of any last remnants as you're just shining your light, being you. Yes. One more deep breath in and just ground fully into the root of your being, grounding fully into the earth, feeling your power, your light shining like never before. Ah, and just welcoming yourself back home. Wow, that was so beautiful. And thank you so much for all joining me in that experience. And I'd love to hear how that was in the chat if you'd like to share. See some tears, some smiles, a lot of big shifts happening. And this is just the beginning. We're about to do a couple more activations. This is like a whole spiritual car wash we're taking you through. So that was just the first little taster. And we are now going to go deeper in just a minute with Sarah and Rohini to really activate and give you the codes of that new operating system of abundance, right? So do your best to stay present and really just receive what's encoded in that transmission through the stories and the shares. And then we're going to anchor it in. So make sure to stay at the end for the timeline shift where we really actually make it stick, right? So we don't wobble back. That's the most important. And really learn to stabilize that into our bodies because that's what magnetizes life and miracles. So we're seeing a lot of beautiful shares here. And I'm so grateful to be here with you right before New Year's, everyone. All right, I'm going to hand it over to my friends here.
Hello. I get so excited. I'm like such a big kid with these things. Poor Daniel. I'm like, Daniel, are you still going? We're so ready. We're so excited. All right. So before we jump in, I'm gonna, I am like a lightning bolt. I move really fast when it comes through. Um, and I'm gonna bring you some energetics, and I don't even know if you can already feel it as you're tapping in, if you can feel it coming through me to you. Daniel's so beautiful. I cannot tell you guys how many of these meditations that he's put me through that has literally changed the course of my life. The first time I met Daniel, he did this light, quick tune-in with me, and the next day I cleared $50,000. So if you haven't been playing with Daniel very long, there's a reason that I'm at every retreat with him, that I'm on these calls with him. Daniel could call me at 2 a.m. and say, fly across the world for me, and I would be on the plane. The impact that Daniel's had in my life, and I have seen him work with thousands of people, is immeasurable. Truly, 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 he's one of my favorite humans in the world. I cannot recommend, him more. So one thing I think that makes Daniel and I so special in the work that we do, of course, Rohini, but Daniel and I have been working together for years. As many of you guys have come to see, he is an angel in human form. And the work that I do is so rooted in angelic energy. I was born on All Saints' Day in St. Joseph, Missouri, in a saint hospital, given 2 names that mean of God and devoted to God. And my birth numbers are 1111, which is actually the story of Sarah in scripture. And they call her Saint Sarah. And my parents don't believe in God or didn't believe in God. So it's not an orchestrated thing. And when Daniel and I come together, it's just playing with the angelic field. We just tune in for each other and things are coming through. And we're so excited to gift this to you here and for all of us to be gifting it to you guys, for those of you who are coming to Mexico. So again, I share this because you're probably going to hear or see or feel that energy. And it's an invitation for you to really open your heart in this, open it up to anything is possible. We could literally hang up right now and you have enough to know anything is possible if you just hold the belief. And I'm going to give you the wealth formula if you want to have it. And I also want to say I'm reading the messages. And for those of you that are having a really difficult time and, like Mary, I read your message and I want you to know that I'm here with you and you're in my whole heart. And I know what it's like to be in jail. I know what it's like to lay on the floor and in so much pain, I can't yell for help. And I promise you that through some of the practices we're going to get through today, you can transform it all. Obviously, not everything today, but there's free gifts for you guys. Daniel has it. I have it. If it doesn't happen today and you can't make it to the retreat, there's lots of things that we do give out for free. No one's turned away in this. So I really do love you and I'm really here with you and all of that. So the first thing I want to ask you guys, and I want you to contemplate in your life, is what is wealth? Take your journal, take your pen, write 3 words right now, 5 words. What is wealth to you? What does that mean? Hey, Kylie. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to touch on, since so many people are out writing about chronic pain, I will touch on that. And then also, hi, Terry. What is your parents' wealth story? We want to get clear. What is your story around money? And what was your parents' wealth story? what is interesting in this chat is how many people, right, are talking about the chronic pain, because to us, true wealth incorporates health, right? It incorporates community. It incorporates the ability to do what you want to do when you want to do it. This summer, God took me on a cross world tour, Egypt, Scotland, Serbia, Istanbul, Turkey twice, like all over the world. She was here with me, watching me gallivant. And I've been to London 7 times this year. God wanted me to get in the codes of my DNA and my cells infinite, limitless potential and fulfillment. So I want you guys just to write that down right now in your notebook. Fulfillment in all directions. Fulfillment. I'm like, fulfillment in all directions, no limit. Whatever you want to do, when you want to do it. Can you breathe it in? Just that you are wealth. I mean, I was waking up in my castle with my Mercedes car, and God's like, you're going to go to Egypt today. I'm like, but I just got to Scotland. Why? God was like, now, all of it. You're going to let go of flights. You're going to get on this. And I just listened. I just listened. I just listened. And I was the girl on this floor, suicidal. How did I build my wealth? I listened and I took action aligned. Part of my large sums of money came from real estate. Part of my money came from irrational large sums of money coming in checks and here and there and coaching and touring and speaking. And part of that money, like I've been on sabbatical, not really working for 6 months, came from resting with God, from trusting in the art of surrender when that is here. And for some of you, this is Rohini and I's drawing. For some of you, you're over here. And the way that you're going to build in your life is through pain, unfortunately. 80% of us will push because of pain, and then only 20% of it is because of
vision. And
Yeah,
something
it's
that's
20%
an
vision.
inspiring hope for the future. So sadly, it is the pain that motivates us to take these radical shifts to transform our life. And there needs to be a point where you say, enough is enough.
Yeah.
I have had enough of this. And that's what happened to me 5 years ago. Allegedly, I had it all, right? I had the corporate life. I was jetting around the world with Microsoft and some of the most incredible companies on the planet. And it looked like I had it all. But like Sarah was saying, what is your definition of wealth, right? So I ticked the boxes on Facebook in terms of wealth, but at what cost? And it cost me time with my children. It cost me my health, and it impacted my relationship. And at that point, I said, enough. I'm not going to sit with what the culture scape has defined as wealthy. I'm going to define my own wealth. And my definition of wealth means I want to have it all.
All of it.
All of it. I want a sexy, exciting, passionate husband.
She's very sexy, passionate, alive husband. And he's younger. Well done. Yeah.
And I want to have the energy to enjoy him, right? If you're going to have a toy boy, enjoy him. Have the energy to enjoy him. I want to enjoy my children and have the energy. I want to have spiritual connection and fulfillment. You know, every day has meaning when I wake up. I want to feel good about that day. I want to have amazing friends and community that thrill my soul and make me want to be a better person for them, because I want to show up for Sarah every morning, you know, in a good state, not grumpy monkey state. And I want the resources of time, so that every aspect of my life, and some people have said it here, for me, wealth means freedom. Freedom. And 5 years ago, this is when we said, enough's enough. I'm going to make this my own terms, and I'm going to define what wealth means for me. And I'm going to be very articulate in terms of what it means for me. And then we go for it. We go for it through inspired action.
Inspired action, GPS signal.
Yeah.
I'm turning off. I have my spotlight on, and I want my face on your guys' faces. So if you're here with me and I see your face, I am literally looking at you. Like, Roy, I just saw your head pull up. Like, I am sending you so much love. Like, really, I almost always cry. I'm going to cry now, because I genuinely mean it when I say that I love you. Like, I love you, and I'm here in every way that I can possibly be here for you guys. We are. I've never met anybody more unconditionally loving than Rohini, who cares more about the planet. So when we speak to you and from these things, it is coming from that place of the law of love. I'm with you. I'm with her. I lost my hair. I lost my period. Like I was so sick from the doing. And God kept telling me to slow down. So you guys can tell that's not easy for me. I'm like a lightning bolt. And I didn't listen and I went blind. In a freak accident, I lost my vision completely for weeks and I didn't know if I was going to get it back. I mean, thank God for Daniel and my texting, holding me in it. And what God taught me in the blindness and what God also taught me with kingdom codes is really how do you build this wealth from your beingness? And it was redefining first, what does wealth mean? Well, wealth is doing what you want to do when you want to do it. It's fulfillment in all directions. It's understanding that co-collaboration, because our castle is called Ascend Together. It's about co-collaborating with your peers, with people you love, with with exchanging, maybe you exchange houses around the world. Like it doesn't have to look like what is wealth for you, in defining that by your compass, not by our compass, not by what culture, which is capital CULT, cult, has trained you to want things that you don't really want, right? The real true freedom or wealth that we desire is freedom. And that does come from daily practices. That your health in your body, 80% of all illness and disorder comes from emotion. I've been touring this world with master healers for 7 years where we cure the incurable. I've seen it with my own eyes. People in wheelchairs walk, autism cured, cancer cured. And 80% of it has to do with suppressed trauma and emotion in our body. So the practices that we teach, it isn't just some bullshit. Yeah, my weak point is lack of community. I'm so glad that you just brought this up. We talk about going after your weak point first, because we don't even realize how much this low level energy that's cooked to us can affect us in all we do. When I started this conversation out with you guys, I talked about how I had so much guilt and shame. It was affecting my prosperity because I yelled at my kids. Most people wouldn't think that's a big deal. Like occasionally yelling at your kids. I got 2 fire sign boys. Like I'm a single mom. Sometimes you got to yell at the kids. But it really affected me. And the 2 frequencies that keep you the most stuck from wealth is shame and guilt. So take an inventory in this moment. Write down where in your notebook. Now, when you leave this class, where you have shame and guilt, or what is your weak point, I want you to write it down. Because when you leave this class, this world is going to want you to forget. You're going to go into, okay, I just got high on this 2-hour class and then I come off of here and I'm going to go in forgetful land. No, you're going to promise, Sarah, that you will set at least 3 alarms in your phone. And when they go off for 2 minutes each time a day, 3 times a day, you will sink into the energetic of your future you. The identity of you that is so free. That is so free they get to serve to the world. That is so free they're dancing, they're pain-free. That is so free they have the most epic community where they're in the private planes or castles or hanging out with orphans, whatever that looks like to you. You're not going to forget. So the things that are keeping you stuck right now, I want you to write it down. Causing guilt or shame. What is the weak point? At least 3 things. Could be super simple. Could be really big. And then I want you to write at least 3 things right now that you think you can do taking action the minute we hang up this call. What can you start to do right away? All of everything I teach has to do with energetic meets aligned action. You can build prosperity a million ways, but this is the way I teach you. And the energetics has to do with belief and allowing God to come in. And I'm going to give you an acronym here in a minute, and I'm going to give you the wealth formula. And it really is no bullshit. I see checks show up all the time. And I need to convince you, I need to trick you right now into believing me, right? Wealth is fucking irrational. It will never make sense. The shit don't make sense. Any of you guys know poop spray? Anybody here have poop spray? If you've seen me talk about this, like, yeah, Amber's like, yeah, I do. I got that poop spray, right? Do you know how much she makes? The founder of Poop Spray, Susie Batiste, she's a kind of friend in Texas who I absolutely love. She's my mentor. 600 million a year. 600 million a year. Let's just say that again. The shit don't make sense. It's poop spray. Like, what? 600 million a year from poop spray? I could go on this tangent. A Louis Vuitton bag for $10,000. I think they're even more sometimes. Like, you could go get a mom and pop bag made of leather that's 10 times better than a Louis Vuitton bag. But why? Why? Because somebody had belief. Their belief, which is the millionaire consciousness. This is your wealth formula, guys, okay? So write it down. Millionaire/billionaire consciousness plus value. So self-worth, value/self-worth plus millionaire consciousness equals accelerated abundance. Period. That's it. God doesn't know if, it's when. And you have access to the infinite intelligence. It is not if, it's when. If you repeat that formula and you do not give up with 100%, you have to give 100%. It's the energetics. I could go into the laws of this universe. If you've seen an old class I did with Daniel, maybe you can get it later, but there's energetic laws. And this universe, God, has to abide by those laws. The formula is value/self-worth plus millionaire/billionaire consciousness. Okay? So the money mindset plus the value of the product, which often that correlates with our self-worth, okay? Will equal wealth. What does billionaire and millionaire consciousness means? It means money mindset. So money mindset plus a value will equal unlimited abundance. And that might sound complex, but it's really freaking not. It's poop spray, dude. She literally chased her friends around, getting them to shit in her house to see which smells would work. Okay? It's really not that complicated. It just does mean that you got to get out of your way and you got to start co-creating with God. What does that actually look like in reality, though? Exactly. So for me, it looked like listening to the GPS signal and taking action even though I was afraid. Most of you, our greatest measure is our fear. What are you most afraid of? Right? I kept putting everybody else on the stage. And I've known my whole life I would be on the stages teaching people how to awake their life, but I was so afraid of it. It looks like showing up where you're most afraid and letting that shit go. I mean, the woman Susie's running around with poop spray chasing people after their shit. Like, this is what you guys got to get to. You got to move out of your own way. Find something of pure value you can bring to the world. Now, the mistake that most people make is that they'll find value, but then they connect their self-worth to a product. Right? Like, if Susie believed that her product was shitty because she felt less about herself, that poop spray wouldn't have got to 600 million a year. She believed in the product. So you can either believe in the product so much or believe in yourself, right? Rohini's all about self-love and bringing the law of love together. And I have all sorts of free masterclasses on that about self-love, but we're not going to dive into because we don't have enough time today. But where, again, a lot of people then trip up is they don't use the compound effect. Can everybody do this with me? Yeah. Okay. I want your muscle memory with me. We're going to do this. This is called the compound effect. Okay. Over and over and over and over, building the muscle. When you hang out with me today, you're going to repeat over and over and over. But first, make sure that your product, what you're bringing to this world, comes from desire from the heart. Desire actually means of the Father. It comes to you from God, from the heavens, right? And that's the law of love, making sure it's coming from the law of love. And you show up and you repeat it and you repeat it and repeat it and you trust. Now, the GPS signal is you're going to get an aligned action intuitive ping. And you must take that aligned action. If you hear take a left here and you don't stop at the coffee shop, you're going to miss your business partner. I met her husband in the jungle and it was, I felt this like, oh my gosh, I had so much resistance to going to this event. And that's the thing, is that most of your greatness exists outside of the greatest resistance you'll ever have. 90% of this world, when we're talking about this, they don't go through that resistance. They give a million excuses. And I was there. I have so many like sexual assaults, abusive family, growing up homeless, like literally laying in my own vomit, unable to help. Yet I get it. I get it. I get it and I understand and I have so much sympathy. And now look at me like I'm a big kid running around. I'm 40 years old and I'm still playing. I'm playing in castles and doing these things because you can change it. And it comes from identity. It comes from moving past that fear and stepping into this and repeating it. So when you have that wealth formula, you take these steps and you repeat it over and over and over and over. Eventually, the wealth will start to show up. You'll get the clues to go to the cafe. You'll have the intuitive action where it meets. Is this making sense? How do you recognize resistance versus guidance? And I love this question. Chris, do you have anything you want to add to that before I jump into the question or the other questions? Okay, I do want to say that the other side of this chart is that for some of you, pain isn't going to motivate you. I've reached a level of consciousness now where pain, like I'm past this. Not that I don't have bad days, I have tons of them. I'm Solo's mom with crazy boys, right? Like beautiful, crazy boys. But now I'm motivated by joy and freedom and play and peace. I have done enough work. I've done enough of these practices that I'm motivated by play and celebration, right? So for some of you, this is going to resonate. And for some of you, the other is going to resonate. Where are you at? And you'll know yourself. Are you stuck? Are you in pain? Are you in survival? All right. You need the vision. You need to get into the hope. You need to push back to the thing you're so deathly afraid of. That fear means go. Head that direction. And for others of you, you might have some sort of establishment. You just need to go bigger. The number one reason we're not getting what we want in my belief system is because we're not going big enough. So where are you playing small? Whose story are you living? You're not getting prosperity. You're not getting the job. You're not getting this. It's because you're fucking settling. You will, as a child of God, you cannot settle. Those of you who are sick, you very well might have a zone of genius you are not living to. Because if you don't live to your zone of genius, what is in you, what your soul came here to incarnate, you will get sick. You'll get diagnosed with bipolar or all these things and headaches and symptoms. Maybe it's not trauma. It's maybe because you're just not living to your full potential. And it's going to scare the shit out of you. All right. So the difference between resistance and guidance, I love this question. It's kind of like intuition versus fear. When you first feel something, there's a sensation of, ooh, that would be a brave thing to do. Like, ooh, but then the mind comes in, right? So when I got asked to speak on stage to 1 million people, I was like, ooh, and then I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die, right? Like, I had every reason why I should not do it. And I was angry. The truth is, flying all the way across the world, getting up there, we're in the back of the car and the guy's changing my speech. I'm like, dude, this is in front of 1 million people. Like, I was so mad. And even when I got off, I was mad. And now I know that was my old self dying. But there's a little part of you that knows, ooh, this would be the brave thing to do. Ooh. And then you can ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1 question when you have choices to make. Which one would equal more in 5 years? So if you're on a path right now and you don't know what to do with your life, here's a way to ask yourself, which one would equal more in 5 years? Number 2, which one would you regret more not taking? Number 3, Sarah. Which one would you regret more not taking?
Where is there a zinc? Where is that energy zinc?
Yeah, sometimes it gets stuck. But yes. There was one other one. I'll have to send it to you guys later. But those are 2 ones that are really going to help you. And I always ask for direct leads. This is my Sarah brain. God, give me the direct leads into which direction. So your GPS signal, you set the intention. Okay, this is what I want. You give 100%. Okay, you show up with a compound effect. Now you're going to get those intuitive pings. So you got to take that action and you ask for direct leads. How do you know your zone of genius? Well, that's usually what scares the shit out of you. Do you have an answer to that one too?
Yeah, I love this question because ultimately each of us is unique. And, I still think about this. Every single person born since the beginning of time has a unique fingerprint. Just think about that for amazing. How unique and amazing are you? Yet society likes to put us in boxes, right? You're this type, you're that type, and that's what you're meant to do. No, 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 no. Each one is unique. Each one is an expression of the divine. And each one was born with a unique soul purpose, a gift, a unique gift to share. And guess who knows what that is? You, only you. But society, schooling, and the way that we conditioned, everyone else wants to know and tell you what your gift is. And ultimately, this comes from really doing that internal work, stilling the mind and think about what is unique to me? What is my unique gift? What is the thing that I do where time has no meaning? I lose myself. What is the thing that I do that I'm just effortlessly brilliant at? And ultimately, what is the thing that I can do that has an impact on others? Because that's the Goldilocks zone, isn't it? It's what you love doing, and then what is it that can make a difference to other people's life? And like a Venn diagram where you find both of those interlace. That's when we call it the soul purpose activation. That's when you found the reason your soul chose to be born. And when you find that, then that's when you follow that zing that Sarah was talking about, because that zing will say, oh, why are you my background is Indian. So my parents would say, be an accountant, you'll be very financially successful. Right. But I don't, no, that's not where I find my zing. I may be able to be financially successful, but that's not my thing. So it's finding what do I love doing, and then it's having the bravery to follow those GPS system, that intuitive guidance to figure out how you're meant to use your gift. And that's when you get to the zone where every morning when you wake up, you love your life. I love my life. I love my life. And that's what guided me 5 years ago to say, actually, on Facebook, it looks like I have the perfect life, but I don't. And then that's when I took charge and said, well, this is what wealth and abundance means to me at every part of my life. And then you go for it. You follow your soul purpose.
Yeah. So I'm reading some of the comments, and I know it's really intense for some of you, really, really going through it. You must first hold a vision. You must first see yourself. Everything's about identity. And then I'm really a big proponent, born on All Saints Day in St. Joseph in a Saint hospital, given 2 names. Okay, I'm just gonna say it, about bringing God into what you're doing. Like in my journal, I wrote I wanted 7 Airbnbs around the world, and I thought that was big. I had strategically positioned myself to build wealth off of real estate. And then God was like, no, 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 honey. This is why God took my vision. You're gonna build a city. All right. So we have to see some sort of vision beyond where we are right now and hold that. So if you're pain and you're suffering, and then we have to invite God in, because God can always dream a bigger dream than we can for ourselves. I would just have Airbnbs, but rather I'm building a city. So it takes holding in a vision and that intention, and then allowing those moments to move you, allowing the miracles, allowing the intuition. Like the guy that I'm building this mini city with, I met at Daniel's. Literally met him at Daniel's to be able to build it. And so it takes showing up. Your zone of genius, one other way to also know is there anything you would burn down? Like for me, I freaking hate the medical system, and the education system drives me berserk. So of course, I'm here teaching people on stages how to have true health in their life and education, right? So what is a system, is something you would just burn down, you could talk about nonstop, or you'd wake up in the middle of the night for to do. That's going to point you in a direction of your future. So we gave you the wealth formula. I cannot say, it sounds super silly, but really holding this energy with God and repeating it. So some of the practices that I did was I did a lot of ancient formulas to build wealth initially, because I just had to convince my subconscious brain I don't have to do them anymore. But for a few years, I did the 5 by 55, whereas you write 5 days in a row, 55 times what you're calling in. So $335,000 and it feels so amazing, whatever that is, right? Every night before I go to bed, I would write what I'm grateful for, and then I would write what I'm calling in as if it's happened. And then as I was falling asleep, I would breathe in and out. And I still do this, not as often because I've gotten to that level. I would breathe in and out the hypnotic state of wealth or love or freedom, whatever that is. And you're going to start to notice through meditation, through breath work, through God walks every day, through eating healthy. I don't have gluten, dairy, or refined sugar, guys. I don't, because if I do, my consciousness goes lower. If we don't have our well-being practices, we walk together almost 2 hours a day. We start getting cravings. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like a normal human. Like, if I go eat fast food, I get sick, period. If I have 1 teaspoon of gluten, my whole body goes into inflammation. I test fine, like I don't have celiac, but gluten messes my shit up. The truth is that these small choices in your everyday are what define your wealthy abundance of self. Most people define their reality from feelings to thoughts to actions, but not you guys. You guys are going to decide from here on out what identity you want to step into. From that identity, you will take actions on a daily basis. When you go take an action you wouldn't normally do, you start to feel good. From that feel good sensation, you have different thoughts, and therefore your personality has changed. Your personality is based off of your personal reality. Okay? Your personality is based off of your personal reality, which is based off of your frequency, what you frequently see. You guys are the captains of your life, period. That's it. Like, it's you in co-creation that can decide. And once you, just like she said it, once you decide with 100%, you'll start to step into that identity of more, of abundance. And again, I think you're very limited if you're not having a deep relationship with the divine. If you're not going up there and co-creating your reality with infinite intelligence, you're going to consistently be limited. And you may think, well, where was the infinite intelligence when this happened? Or where was the divine when this happened? Where was this when this happened? We have the law of free will. I don't believe that everything's meant to be. I don't believe that children are meant to be molested or people are supposed to be raped or kidnapped or whatever's happened. But I think that everything is used. The law of free will states that we have the choice. And our choice starts with our mind and our thoughts and our words. What you say with your mouth, you create in your life. Write that down. Your word is law. So if out of your mouth, you're writing, you're speaking, and at the end of it, you say, and that's the way I like it, right? If you're saying, oh, my ass is fat and that's the way I like it. No, right? Or my arms are big or whatever, or I'm poor and that's the way I like it. No, I'm abundant, I'm getting more abundant, right? You want to speak the life into everything you're doing, which these practices, obviously, your friends point the direction of your future. Your friends point the direction of your future. When I started to step into wealth, I had to say no to a whole lot of people. I had to say no a lot. A lot of it isn't just, it's not often for me, it wasn't the yeses, it was the nos. All right, so choice. I see Daniel back on. So is this ready for your time for activation?
Yeah, in just a minute. I'd love to shift out in a minute, and we also want to share just briefly about our amazing offering that we're all going to be at soon, and then we're going to do a timeline leap in just a few minutes.
Yes. Okay, great. All right, so I'm just gonna give you guys, yeah, I have to pick one thing. I always have so much content. So choice and wealth. When you choose to be wealthy, you're making a choice. So it's an acronym that I want you guys to write down. Number 1, C is to cure. It's not covering. I could give you a whole lot of practices, but basically when you hang this up, you're going to co-create with the divine and ask for these. How do I cure the weak spot that I started this call with? What is going on in my life? Not cover it. Those well-being practices are really important when you're going into your self-worth and value. Number 2, H, harness. You're going to harness the power with the divine. So that's where you start to co-create your reality. O is for open. You'll start to open the channel. This is where you allow, you surrender, you trust, and you choose your frequency. You choose to see that this is abundant, amazing miracle world. I, identity. Cannot stress that enough. Start drawing pictures of yourself. Talk to yourself in third person. Like have voice notes. Whatever you can do to change the identity, change your clothes, change your friends. C is to create something really valuable. And you're going to give 100%. All of that's the energetic laws. And lastly, E, it's your empire. So you do those and then you just rest back in this empire, like now 6 months sabbatical traveling the world where I don't have to be in the rush, go. There is a season where you're going to push beautifully. And then there's a season where that's been planted and you enjoy the fruits. So Daniel's going to come back on with his activation. Rohini and I are here, but we're also going to be in Mexico together.
We are. I'd love to see you in Mexico because you see, ultimately, we are all energy. Right? We are all energy. And when we come together, that energy gets magnified. 1 + 1 = 11.
Yeah.
1 + 1 plus all of you. Can you imagine the explosion of energy? And energy is what unlocks abundance. Abundance of thinking, abundance of resources, abundance of ideas, abundance of love, connection, joy, friendship, and energy. Because when it's like a radio frequency, that the energy that you resonate, you probably heard of law of attraction, law of resonance. When you upgrade your energy, when you come together in community and inspire each other, that's when you bring that in. It's like a magnet. So I hope to see you in Mexico. Can't wait, because there we'll be doing the actual practices. Sarah talked about the well-being practices to experience your highest frequency, to rid the trauma, to rewire your software that could be holding you back and keeping you limited, and then to expand and expand together and bring in what you deserve.
And I'm going to be on the end doing Q&A. So if you guys are still here, I'm going to stay on after Daniel has to leave and give you some more codes. And it's one moment that changes the rest of your life. One moment, one choice, one move, causation, causation, causation. I met her husband at a retreat. So
One moment.
You never know. All right. Love you, Daniel.
Well, we're just going to be together for a minute because in about 5 minutes, we're going to timeline leap, right? So get ready. This is a very high energy activation. And because a lot of people are asking about classes and retreats, we're just going to take a few minutes to answer those questions. So Mexico, imagine that you just get teleported to an inner earth civilization or just a different realm where there's all these incredible masters and teachers and healers that just love up on you and support you one-on-one, and you train in the mystic arts. And that's really the vision that created our Ascension Alchemy retreat in Mexico. And we literally rented a mini village with a private cenote, which is a sacred lake you can dive into, a sweat lodge, beautiful jungle, sacred geometrical architecture and structures. It's literally designed to awaken your consciousness. And we have actually 2 retreats back to back. The first one's an advanced training where you get certified as an advanced practitioner. This is the first time I'm doing this in the dream porting system. So you get to actually learn how to quantumly facilitate awakenings and miracles in just a few minutes. If you've seen me do sessions on people, now you can do that too. And get people to timeline shift, help people actually manifest their dreams, and also use holographic technology to actually shift situations, even lawsuits and relationships and things just magically change. You learn how to actually shift the quantum grid in a very pure aligned way. And that's just a few hours each day that I'm training with. And we have obviously Sarah and Rohini here. Would you love to share just a minute about what you're going to be taking people through?
Yeah. Also, PJ parties, just giant cuddle puddles, cenotes to be swimming and swallowing in. And I do dance parties all the time. I'm super silly when I dance, but obviously my main focus is teaching you how to live a miracle-led life. And I've written a whole book, which is a gift from me to you. And however that looks to you, but my main emphasis is on energetics of wealth and closer connection to the divine. But that's coming to you every day in Sarah activations, on top of the dance party, on top of swimming in the snow days, on top of cuddle puddles.
I'll be coming with my hubby Carl. Unfortunately, he's not here. He's originally from Sweden and he's very much from the shamanic pagan tradition. So he is big. He is full of a lot of love, and he'll be leading a lot of the experiential practices to open your heart. Because ultimately, that is the source of our gifts. That's how you connect to source, right? When it's channeled through here in its purest, most divine spirit, that's when we spread that energy, and that's when, you know, the inspiration comes to be as bold. So he's going to be leading a lot of the shamanic stuff. My background is more yoga, tantra, Buddhism, NLP, hypnotist. So we'll be doing a lot of quantum healing, working with the subconscious mind, because 95% of what you think and feel actually comes from your subconscious. So all you need to do is have fun with how we'll keep your mind teased, and we'll just go directly and reprogram and upgrade how you think. And a lot of love. We'll also be sharing love codes, because ultimately hubby and I are on a mission to inspire love, because ultimately that's who we really are. And so we'll be spending a lot of time to experience that once we've done the healing work to be a clean vessel, and once we experience our true nature.
I'm so excited you both are coming. And we also have a Sufi master, Musa, for those who've seen, creating vortexes where literally people just have miraculous awakenings. It's really experiential technology, celebration. It's going to be really high energy and fun the whole time. And anytime people are stuck, we make sure we have literally like a dozen facilitators. So you're going to get a lot of one-on-one attention to just help you whenever you get stuck, so you can really just break through so many ceilings and leave embodied in it. And one of my favorite masters, who literally won the Wellness Coach of the Year by the royal family in Dubai just a few days ago, is Nate. So he is the co-founder of an ancient, energy technique that was brought to the West from the Javanese royal family. So this is people literally you see in movies that could break metal with their finger and see blindfolded and all these other incredible things. Like, he actually knows how to do that, and he knows how to teach you that with these energy techniques. They do two main things. One is build power. So this is how your immune system, your healing, your manifestation, you're just boom, because a lot of our auras have holes in it. They've been weakened from all the trauma, from all the toxins, from all this learning everything backwards, right? And the other is sensitivity. So this is how you can see, we have actually X-ray vision. We have different antennas in our system we don't even know about that can tune into things. And that creates so much value, because this retreat is about the next year is going to be wild, right? It's a huge transition astrologically, world events, right? Everything geopolitically. So what are the top skills we need? We want to strengthen our sovereignty, our immunity, our energy. We want to be able to know where to be and what we're guided to do, and really unlock our intuition. And so these are some of the things that we're going to be mastering in this first 7 days. And we also have Franco, who's literally unlocks your voice if you're interested. Again, some of these are all optional, but he unlocks your ability to sing, to speak, to channel. You're not going to learn a single song. It's all just channeling music and creating portals together, literally where you feel teleported. It's insane. And this is just week one. And week two, for those that want to stay and become a certified master practitioner. And this is also a way to help if you want to create a business or you have one, and scale it, and also start, if you're interested, leading dream porting retreats. We support you in getting clients and getting retreats and promoting you for those that really are embodied in that wisdom and really doing the work. So we're going to end with a secret resort on the beach near Tulum. And Nate's actually going to teach us how to do water magic in the waves and learn a really advanced ancient practice harnessing the power of the ocean. And we all these Jedi training techniques, and of course a lot of more one-on-one experience. So you can come to the first week, or you can come to the whole thing, which is 12 days instead of 7, and become a master practitioner and so much more. So go to the website. We're about to start the activation. It's dreamporting.com/Mexico. And we actually have a New Year's special. So right now we have a special deal. If you want to share a room, it's an extra $1,000 off. And we have really special payment plans. So if you feel like it's too much right now, we can split it up. And if you need even more support, just email us, info@dreamporting.com. We can finance it. If you have semi good credit or mediocre, even, there's financing options. So reach out to us and we'll make it work if you really are in, right? If your soul's like, I'm meant to be there, we'd love to support you and make it work with you. We can spread it out, and we can either just purchase on the website now with a special deal while it's still there. Email us if you have any questions, or there's also a link for a free call. So if you want a free call with our team to just get more information, ask questions, learn more about it, and support you in making the right choice, you can just book that in the next few days and we'll lock in that special price here for New Year's. So I am so excited to see a lot of you are coming now. I'm so excited. Yes. And it's just going to be absolutely incredible and breathtaking, a full liberation. So,
I just want to
speaking of
add to what
that, yeah,
Daniel's
anything else before we dive in, Sarah?
that this site does not showcase how amazing this location is. I've been yelling at Daniel for a minute because that is really special. Maybe if you message him later, he can actually show you the venue, but gorgeous. So if you peek on the site, know it is way prettier than what pictures are even on Dreamporting. Super excited
Yeah.
to see.
We're about to update the website, so it's going to be completely new in like 24 hours too. So I'm really excited for that. So stay tuned. All right. Thank you all for your patience. We're going to timeline leap now. So let's take a moment, take a deep breath, shake it out. Wow, a lot of energy here. A lot of energy. Okay, thank you both so much. Sarah and Rohini will come back on in a few minutes, and we're going to all do this together. So this is the time to really get excited. And remember, some of you are just already clear enough where you're just going to be like, yes, 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 amazing, and just fully channel it in. Some of you might still feel stuff pop up like, oh, I still have this guilt. I still have this unresolved thing. Don't worry if you, even if it keeps popping up the whole meditation, you're not doing it wrong. Because if you keep refocusing on what you want, right? I'm going to guide you through it. If you even it's like, oh my God, but I did this wrong 10 years ago. And you just bring it back, like, oh, I still have this relationship. I'm mad at this person, right? But you keep refocusing. It's like a gym. You're strengthening that energy and it's purging out the lower frequencies. So even if that keeps interrupting you and you keep refocusing, it's like a workout. At the end of it, you're going to feel and let the energy flow a lot more than you were before. And that's going to give you an improvement in your manifestation and take you to the next level wherever you're at. So it's about trusting, not being a victim, refocusing, keep refocusing on feeling and knowing like it's already done. I'm going to drill it into you and it's going to build the energy and we're going to remotely help you by letting the energy unlock now, right? With that life force activation. Cool. So it's basically about just deciding, let go of the how, right? You don't need the money right now. You don't need to know how you're going to do it. That's the universe's job. That's where people get caught up in the mind. So it's letting go of the how and just decide, right? It's like, the first time I did it 15 years ago, I was like, I want to be a rock star in front of thousands of people, right? And that was my ego. That's not really what I wanted, but I was like, I just learned the law of attraction. So I got really excited. I jumped up and down and I just believed it. I knew it. And then I let it go. I forgot about it. A few months later, I got a famous band to ask me to go on tour with them. And I wasn't even that good. I kept screwing up and I got mad at me but because I wasn't meant to even be there, but I manifested it because I magnetized it, right? So then I was like, okay, let's not manifest with our ego, let's manifest with our soul. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up the container to really tune in. What does our soul really want, right? Not what we're programmed to want. We're programmed to want the hamburger maybe from the commercial, but what does our soul really want? And then we're gonna just choose it. It's that simple. We're gonna de-anchor from the old timeline, the old identity, and we're gonna get really excited. We're gonna breathe. Nice deep breaths. Like when I tell you to breathe, go full out, right? This is the time you want to push. The ego is going to be like, oh, you don't need to breathe. You can breathe 50%. It's going to be intense for a few minutes, probably for a lot of you. So just match it and just keep breaking through the ego's limitations. Hold your breath a little longer than your mind's like, oh, it's too, I have anxiety. I'm a victim. It's too much. Let me just, right? And hold it 10 more seconds, maybe 30 more seconds. You'd be surprised because that's you're breaking through the old identity that's trying to keep you in that same place and you're just moving past it. And the more you move past it, the more space to manifest the higher frequency in the miracles. Got it? That's it. I'm going to guide you through it now. So let's take a minute to just get fully comfortable, sitting comfortably, relaxing, closing your eyes, and take a moment to fully relax your face and body. We're going to call back in our guides and angels and ancestors to place their hands on us, to blast us with golden light. And we're going to take a step back from that identity that we thought we were. Whatever your name is, whatever the stories are, that's just one of thousands of lifetimes. So we're going to take a step back and feel the eternal, infinite awareness that we are, and just look at the identity and realize it's just a mask. It's not real except in our mind, and it starts to dissolve. And we just be aware now of who we really are, the infinite, eternal awareness. We're innocent. We've done nothing wrong. This was all a test. This was all a game. Feel and put your awareness on your true divine self. We're going to start to take some deep breaths in through the mouth, filling up our whole belly and chest, and out. And with every breath, we're going to build that life force. Breathe in that life force deeper to give us more energy, more power to shift to a higher frequency. Deep breath in and out. Here we go. Keep breathing. And as you breathe, we're going to imagine that we've been on a certain timeline and we can go on a higher one now. So we're going to thank that timeline. And we're going to imagine just taking our hand, and there's a rope connecting our root chakra, the base of our spine, to this timeline, to this life. And we're going to just take our hand and pull it out and release it into the earth. Release the anchor to your current timeline. In 3, 2, 1, throw it, take a deep breath and release it. Let it go. Make a nice deep sigh on the next breath. Just feel that energy drain out of your body. And now we're going to open up to the divine and our soul, our higher self, to show us what is the highest timeline we can step into. So take a moment to really feel it, visualize it, see it. How do you look? You're healthy, you're magnetizing, your heart's flowing with love. And what are you doing? What are you celebrating? See it. Deep breaths. What happens next? See it. You're celebrating with the people you love. You've accomplished your biggest dream. How does that feel? Start to feel it deeper in your whole body. Let it move you. Deep breath in through the mouth and out. Breathe in that frequency. Keep focusing on it. How does it feel to be free, to be embodied, to be who you truly are? With every breath, soak that spark into a fire, into the violet flame, transmuting all the stories, and focus on that feeling like it's already done. You're already here. Choose it now. Know it. This is why you're here. You didn't go through all this stuff to not make it here. But breathe that in, that gratitude, that pleasure, that bliss. Wow. Now take a deep breath and hold your breath. Hold your breath and commit to this new timeline. Choose it. All you got to do is just say, yes, I commit to this, and listening to my soul, whatever I need to do to take action. Hold your breath as long as you can. Commit with every cell of your being, past your edge. Move the energy up your body, to your third eye, to your crown, and up to your eighth chakra above your head, opening it up, opening your higher self connection, looking with your eyes up above your head and letting that light stream like a waterfall, surrendering to your higher self, to your destiny. Surrender, let it in, let it happen, let the miracles in. Here we go. And fully relax. Let it in now. Let the miracles show you your new timeline. Bathe yourself with that light. Feel that gratitude. Breathe deep breaths. Know it and feel it. Smile. Receive it. Thank your angels. And now let it go. Let them fly to bring you the miracles, the opportunities, the people. The reminders and signs. Remembering that you are held by the divine in every step. You're already in heaven. And we're just waking up and remembering. We're already in the kingdom of heaven. We're already here. Welcoming yourself back home. And with that, let's take a deep breath. Make a sigh. Ah, just grounding ourselves back in our body with our voice. One more time, the bigger sigh. Letting our cells wake up and align fully. Shake your body, just ruffle your feathers, your wings open. Yes. Returning back to full alignment with who you truly are. And with that, remember, right? What is your pledge? What are you committing to? And also, just in general, it's not just one thing, right? That's the railroad track, but every day, are you guided to reach out to someone or do something? And your mind might be, oh, I can't do it. But if you're guided to, trust and make it happen, be bold, right? Just not, don't let that pop up block your guidance. And that's how you manifest really quickly, just instantly, right? So, really, what are you called to do right now? And it's about receiving the support, right? From our angels or guides and our earth team, whoever that is. And for me, I have amazing mentors. I go to events that continually transform me, to support me, to keep me in alignment and just keep upgrading. And we all get to do that in our own ways, you know. And for those that are willing and guided to come to our retreat, we would love to have you. We have that special offer right now. Sarah's about to come back on to share the last powerful abundance key and answer questions. And for those that can't make the retreat, we always have these courses, right? We have our membership where you can have unlimited coaching with me and other coaches in our academy, which is only 222 a month, which is really a way to accessibly uh, be supported whenever you need it in live one-on-ones like this and text coaching with our amazing coach there. And we have our Thrive course coming up. This is about unwinding and resetting the nervous system, which is the key to receiving that abundance, that intimacy on the deepest levels with Gabriel, who's the nervous system master I've spoken about before, who's also going to be at the retreat and guiding us in the most profound constellations and nervous system resetting to be like the tribes, which are telepathic. They're literally, he says, in the tribes he was at in Africa, the babies didn't cry ever because the community knew before they were thirsty or hungry or needed something to give it to them, right? That's how tuned in we're meant to be. That's not supernatural. That's literally the base foundation of how we were designed in our nervous system. And we're returning to that in this class or the retreat. These are two ways to really reset for the new year and allow yourself to actually embody what we're talking about, right? Because it all starts with the nervous system. We can get it up here, but if we're jacked up in our nervous system, keep reacting, right? We're not going to be able to let it land in our body. So now that we've shifted the frequency, make sure that you slow down and really keep being aware of like what's coming up for you. And don't just dismiss it. And really every day tune in like what part of the body is it? Talk to it, reassure it. And that's what's going to anchor this in. And then trust your intuition. It's saying, go here, do this right away. Don't hesitate. Make it happen. Trust. Ask for miracles. Be vulnerable, and it will happen, right? And that's what happened to me when I first was working in a cubicle and went to this plant medicine retreat. And then they won't even let me on the plane because my passport was so crazy. Literally, like I've just been traveling the world, little hippie is a mess. I was like in my early 20s. And then I just prayed. I got back in line, put on a hat. There's two agents. One of them already was like, you can't come on the plane. And I got the other agent, didn't recognize me, got on the plane because I was just like, no, I'm going, right? And I made it happen. And then that's what woke me up and changed my life as the first step. So it's just like, don't take no for an answer. When you are guided, make something happen, right? So with that, I am so excited to see a lot of you in our class and or retreat soon or in our membership. And we're going to pass it back to Sarah now to share our last abundance key and answer some questions. And I'm so grateful that you all been staying with me here and love you all so, so, so much.
Hi, thank you, Daniel. I'm super excited to see those of you that are going to make it and just trusting, Daniel, if you make the investment in yourself, sometimes it's the greatest thing that can return back over and over and over. The proximity can create prosperity. There's a book called Who Not How. And right before we jumped off to let Daniel on, I talked about causation. One moment, like me meeting her husband in the middle of the jungle. They've been married 23 years, the most epic loving husband and wife ever. And I remember when he first started talking about his wife and this castle project, my whole body lit up and it was like, this is why I'm at this retreat. So you often, when we invest in ourselves and we're doing this work, we energetically then become a match for the moment of proximity. So proximity absolutely can equal prosperity. If you're doing enough of the internal work, so we're going to move from the victim consciousness to your oracle/wizard self, where anything is possible for your life, where you can have anything happen. I mean, how many of you guys know people who on paper, for example, Twilight. I love the movie. I do. I'll admit it. I think it's the most sexiest chick flick ever. All right. The vampire, he's not hot. He's really not. If you look at a picture of him, Edward, he's not cute. But the energy of him is so sexy, right? Like, so proximity to prosperity means that you must first do the energy work to become attractive for abundance. And then you meet a person at the cafe, or you meet somebody at a retreat who becomes your business partner, or you XYZ, but that starts with your energy field. It has so much to do with how you're vibrating as a human? Are you showing up as the yes person? Can you fall in love with what is? Write it down. Praise alchemizes all heavy. So if you feel low, if you feel stuck, can you find falling in love with where you are right now? How is it serving you where you are right now to kickstart yourself into the prosperity proximity? So you transcend scarcity truly and lack by getting into that praise, by going into the law of love, by stepping a little bit into that identity. You then can transcend into the resonance of abundance, right? Just, I am so abundant right now. Like I was on food stamps and I started teaching women how to build wealth. That is the absolute truth. God said, you will launch this program, you teach women how to build wealth. And I was like, listen, God, I'm on food stamps, just FYI. Like, I should not be doing that. God was like, I'm going to teach you. So I don't even believe that you need to be an expert in your field, but you need to be open to the divine conduit coming through you for you to help. I mean, every person throughout scripture was somebody not qualified that got qualified by the call, right? So it doesn't matter, doesn't where you are or what you're going through right now. Can you say yes? Can you give praise for, do you have a house? Do you have a place to put your head at night? Do you have some people that love you? Can you start with the thank you in that moment to activate the abundance codes? You just need faith as tiny as a mustard seed. That's it for these things, the law of grace to enter and for the manifestations to start to unleash. We're going to open up Q&A. You're going to put the questions in the chat box. Rohini, some of you guys asked who her name is, Rohini, is here with me and answering some of your questions before I hang up, because I know so many of you are like, oh, how do I even, like, what does this mean or what is that? And I know I move fast. Yes, the recording should be available. So let's message me on Instagram or message Daniel and make sure that you guys can watch it again, because I do move fast. Okay, so the difference between guidance and resistance. Yeah, I did bring that up. So your guidance system is like this, ooh, this would be a brave thing to do, right? Fear, like fear often means go. It's a different type of fear that, you know, so your intuition actually isn't fear. Your intuition's like, don't go down that alleyway. There's no fear, it's just a knowingness, right? So resistance, fear often shows up like, oh my God. I remember there's so many moments in my life where absolutely it changed me, but I had tons of resistance to it. That's not guidance. Guidance is just a knowingness in your body. That's not the right step. Resistance is, that's just get your ass to the gym and do some work, right? Like that's, so hopefully that helps a little bit. There's like a knowingness a little bit in your body, like, okay, I know that there's a brave thing over here to do, and I don't really want to do it. It's going to take a lot of work. And then most people tell themselves that's the sign into the wrong direction. And it's not. So when we're in person, hopefully together in Mexico, I'm actually going to put you guys through one of my favorite practices, which is called the football player. And just to give you guys a brief understanding, around you, all you see as a football player, you got to get that ball into the goal, right? All you see is complications in front of you. You got X, Y, Z, and they big as to it. That's a problem. And I don't want to go that direction towards my goal. Like, I'm going to get my ass kicked. Most people are like, it's a sign, right? I see this big football player and that big football player, and they're trying to come after me. Nope, not going that way. Most people turn around. But not you guys. You're gonna be like, I see you and I see my goal and I can see all you complications in my way, but I know I have a secret power. And that's the football player knows behind him is an invisible force, his whole team that's ready to get his back to go to that goal. You have a community of people you haven't met yet, a community of people you might already know. You have the angelic realm, you have your intuitive system. Like there's so much that's going to help you to get that ball into the goal. Hopefully that makes sense. Anything you want to add to that?
Gracie says hi. She's our girl here.
She is.
Something I find is so meditation. Sarah mentioned it. Meditation is absolutely vital because what meditation does, it stills the mind. And the mind is what creates the fear, right? The resistance. So when you do your meditation practice, and in Mexico, we'll be doing loads of different dynamic meditation practices to help you tame the monkey mind and actually get the mind out of the way. Because then that's when guidance comes. And something Sarah said is, it happened to us, things don't work out when you're playing too small. When you're playing too small, literally, when we've been playing small, it's been so difficult. And it's because the divine is saying, you are made for more. You are special. You are unique. Wake up and live your soul purpose and stop keeping yourself so small, right? And when I know it's guidance, it comes through me. The mind is still, it comes through me. And then there is butterflies in my stomach going, are you serious? We're going to build a castle. We're going to build 42 of these communities. And I know the butterflies are going in my stomach, and I see them as the divine going, yeah, come on. That's what you're meant to do. Wake up and be bold. And the way that you do that is through connection, through inspiring each other, through community, and what Sarah was saying, proximity, surrounding yourself and being with people who elevate you, who see that highest version of you that maybe scares you. And that's why I love having Sarah coming here, because she can see in us that we're scared to see in ourselves. And that's why I love retreats, because we see that in each other without any background, and we can help each other understand who they were born to be and experience it. So can't wait.
So the meditations, I don't ever go meditating to clear my mind. And I know I'm probably going to get X'd out by the meditation teachers, but I actually meditate on prayer and visioning. So I go meditate to get still, to hear, and then also to visualize what I'm trying to co-create in reality. So just adding some little tidbits to that. Eva said, so sometimes we manifest things and then we lose it. How many people have done that?
Yes.
Instead of getting really excited, like, oh my God, right? It's of course. So the energy of too excited or frantic about it can push things away. It's also, there's a free book on YouTube, guys. It's called The Great Leap. And it talks about our upper limit problem and how we'll self-sabotage. So if your consciousness says that you're not worthy of something, you're unconsciously gonna kick it out. How many times with lovers, with good jobs, with all the good friends, we can poke it away. And so really taking the time to get stillness, silence, and solitude, visualizing yourself into this identity, you'll start to notice what needs to come up that needs to get cleared out. You might go into a writing practice of, why do I love being poor? For real, and see what comes up. Like I went through this Calling in the One, if you guys read the book, and she has you write down all the reasons why you love to be single. And I was like, shit, Sarah, I'm in trouble. There's like 50 reasons there, right? One of them was like, I like my house clean. So there's a belief system that I can't have a man who cleans the house. Just true story, right? So when you look at it, you can go, oh, this is why I'm poor still. This is why I'm in pain still. What about this do you love that your subconscious is keeping you safe, right? My subconscious was like, we ain't having a messy house, girl, right? So hopefully that helps you. If you gain things and then you're losing them, some part of your belief system, getting clear about why do you love losing it? Why? And there's also a book called Existential Kink. And I know I'm going fast because we don't have much time. Existential Kink has you actually, and I'm sorry about the video camera quality. I'm just seeing how bad it is right now, but we're with you. We borrowed husband's laptop. Existential Kink is actually getting turned on by the thing that's been sabotaging your life. So old Sarah, very long time ago, liked narcissistic men. True story. And so I actually went through, I love narcissistic men. And the first time you say it, it's going to be like, what? I don't want to say this thing that we don't like. But what happens when you repeat it and you repeat it, up will come an epiphany. I love my freedom. So I would find a guy that I then could reject so that I could go to freedom rather than doing the work of getting conscious myself and finding a conscious partner where I could have both freedom and togetherness. Right? So Existential Kink is another great book if you're rejecting manifestations. I felt the resonance on this. I asked co-creating with God. Does that depend on which God you believe in? Okay, I love this. It's probably also background, but to me, there's only one source, infinite source, intelligence, love of God. There's only one. whatever you want to call it. I don't personally resonate with it being male or female, although it feels more masculine a bit to me, but I think it's beyond measure or comprehension. Yeah.
Totally. And I have, Sarah knows I have very strong opinions on this because religion is beautiful and it has so much truths in it that really activate and connect us. But it's also been a cause of division, polarity, and war. And this is it. That's why at the retreat, we'll be focusing on experiencing source. So it's not an intellectual exercise. It's not my God is better than your God, my guru. It's just your experience, which is exclusive and unique with the divine, with cosmic consciousness, with Mama Universe, with God, with Krishna, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. It's just a label that our mind is given to describe the undescribable.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about the practices. You can believe in anything you want. It doesn't matter. But when you experience, and the most beautiful thing is when you experience connection. That transcends any label, and that heart. And they can only do that when we do the work to open and heal our hearts and to choose to be vulnerable and to choose to live in love, which is the only truth. It is our highest expression.
There's a reason that you guys are here. I know you probably hear this all the time when you stumble on the Instagram. You are seeing this for a reason. Broadcast interruption.
Yes, there is a reason.
God only brings people into my life that their soul has said yes to a deeper relationship with it.
You're ready.
I'm born on All Saints Day in St. Joseph in a saint hospital. Like, I don't need to say it again. God is so beyond real. It's the most real thing that I've ever experienced in all of my life, and has been a guidance system that has been doing all that it's done in my path, and even allowing me to go through the deep harm because of my own free will. So I'm here because some part of you is saying yes to that deeper devotion and relationship. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on the call. Like, I always know the faces showing up because somewhere in that field, it's like, all right, our world, our life is a reflection on our relationship with the divine. So hopefully that answers you. There's no religious affiliation, but how do you advise to protect your energy from the heavy transformation coming in 2025? Here's, first of all, as she knows, she's helped me so much. Like, I cry all the time, you guys. I've really never felt such unconditional love, and I can't wait for you guys to have more of her. Feel it now. Their eyes are never pointed at what could go wrong. They're just trust. I'm like, that's nice, Rohini, but you didn't go through the shit I went through. I'm like, there's a bear in the corner over there. There's a bear in the corner over here. Like, I'm a tough girl. I've been held at knife point. I've been jumped by men twice. Like, and something happened in the last 6 months, and I'm going to give you some of the codes where I don't believe whatever might happen in 2025 or 2026 or 2027, if you get to the level of consciousness of trusting truly and peace, you will always be guided to the safe houses or to the secret level of abundance. You'll be the kind of person that's going to make money in the greatest fall of humanity. But you got to get your consciousness there. So now I don't have fear of the future, whereas I was the girl who stocked the mung beans up in the garage before. Like, I don't now, because my guidance system is so high, and my guidance system got so high and so pure by doing the work. One of them, fasting. I've with her did my first water fast, and then again I did another 3-day water fast. When you fast, you starve the water cells, which water holds memory. And then you relieve your body. It's just starving. It's new fresh water, but your body starves itself of the fat. And God showed me in a vision quest, I received the information that our fat stores trauma. And so when you fast with devotion towards God or devotion towards an amplification, I want peace, I want trust, your body starts to let go of the subconscious of these things that don't serve, and the new comes in. So protecting for 2025, that's the answer. Take your daily routine, your well-being, and get your consciousness, get to that, go play more, go praise more, and go pray more. And you're just really going to get to the state of where you're so in tune that next you know, you're living at the castle with us in London. It's all good.
Yes,
We've got you.
community.
Right?
And just to paraphrase that, because it's a really interesting and important question. Chaos is unfolding, we know that, and chaos is going to continue to unfold over the next couple of years. And it's all coming from fear, right? The media is going to stir up fear. And if you do watch the news, please don't. That would be my advice.
That's good advice.
Because it stirs up even more fear. And why? Because then you click, because our brains are wired for fear.
Yeah.
So we need to, all of us, we need to come together and make a conscious choice to move from fear consciousness to love consciousness, to love consciousness, and to faith, to pure faith. And Sarah knows, I mean, my level of faith is to the point of reckless.
It really does.
She's like, they're running around, you have the doors open. It's like, yeah, nothing happens to me. Nothing. And so it's a point of reckless, but really, nothing has happened to me. Really, nothing has. So I have no reason to be in this fear. But if I read the news, if I'd listened to my mom is like, oh, have you read the news, darling? This is happening. You shouldn't, blah, blah. You should be. It's like, I don't even allow it into my field.
Right.
And so, yeah, and if you need to make a decision, consider this. Sarah does this a lot. Is this decision coming from fear, or is it coming from love?
Oh,
and that's a really good test. And that's what, this is how we're going to navigate the next few years. And this is why the gatherings are so important, because as you say, we're all frequency, we're all energy, and the proximity, as Sarah was explaining, because when you're with people with elevated energy, that energy impacts you. So you automatically get upgraded when you're in that high frequency. So that's how we're going to do it. Gather, love each other, high vibe each other, and choose to move from fear to love consciousness.
What would you do if fear wasn't in the room? Write that down. This just came, like, this has changed my life. Taylor, my love, if you're watching this later, thank you. Yeah. What would you do if fear wasn't in the room? That's probably how you know your truth point. I call it your truth point, your children's truth. That's the direction. What would you do if fear wasn't in the room? Well, I would go over here. I would do this. The other part, she talked about TV and news. It is the music you're listening to. Really can't say it enough about the community. It's the choices. Like sometimes, okay, we had this walk today. We went to this nice cafe. I've been living with them half the year of my life. I'm over here living. I'm like, why haven't you taken me to this nice cafe? And these people, they own a hotel, okay? And she's like, well, this other place gives me half off my teas and coffee. And I'm like, not that she, but you know, they're like, and when you're sitting in this other cafe, you're just like, oh, I feel so abundant. This is so lovely. But she's like, well, normally they grab the tea and they go walking, so it doesn't matter, right? But what are the daily choices that are putting you in an energetic field? Again, I don't do gluten, I don't do dairy, I don't do refined sugar. I'm walking every day barefoot in the woods. Guys, I pee in the woods twice a day. Oscar, I peed in the woods today. I did. You could like, there's something about it that keeps my energy high. So there's something in purity that really does give you peace. Like no alcohol. I stopped drinking years ago, dancing, uncontrollable laughter. I watch funny stuff all the time. So hopefully that helps. Manifesting, creating wealth for Mexico. There is paying payments and ask. There's a mantra. I manifest, large sums of money come to me easily and effortlessly on a continuous daily basis. Over and over. Start breathing that in and out as you fall asleep. And really, you have no idea the check that could come in.
And feel you are there. That's the other law of resonance. Feel you are there. And then be surprised, be curious what might come in. And it's that decision. And Sarah says choice. It's that decision. I need to be there. This is going to be a defining moment in my life. I'm going to be with extraordinary people. We're going to upgrade each other. And you just talk to yourself like this. This is non-negotiable. It's going to happen with all aspects of your life, right? And then you'll be surprised, because really we manifest everything. We really do. The mind is the manifester. Trained mind especially is the manifester. And yes, we are manifesting those loops that keep ourselves small. You may have heard of the upper limit problem. So someone asked, why do I keep failing at that same thing? Well, you're manifesting that, as Sarah was explaining.
Co-creating it. Co-creating it, which is this kind of little sensitive subject.
Yeah. So you need to transcend that and know the power of your mind, and then that's what we're really going to sharpen at the retreat together.
And there is the law of grace. So never will we be in perfect mindset. So it's co-creating. Some things I think are random, and some things, if it's a pattern, in your life, that's where I really believe that we've manifesting it. If it's like a random here and there, I think there are some just randomness. It is time, and there's 42 questions. I'm gonna say we have 140 of you left, which is amazing. Look how blurry this screen is. It's like the story of my, like, no matter what brand new Macs I get, I'm still blurry. I'm gonna stay on with you 10 more minutes. Does that feel good?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, transmuting, I'm gonna go fast. You can just ping
Go
me if
for
I
it.
miss it. Transmuting self-doubt or fear of failure into abundance. Oh, my love. I love these questions. I mean, truly what we've already talked about, repeat, repeat, repeat. Whenever I dance, I say, God, dance with me. And I will first sound, I scream, I howl, I'm growling, I'm on the ground stomping, I'm getting out what doesn't serve me. I'm getting out the fear. I've done breathwork sessions with her. We were at Richard Branson's house one time doing a breathwork session. I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but we did. And oh my gosh, she transmuted so much stuck energy, breath work, really using your voice though. Song number 2 is where you lock the energy in, like play, wonder. And song number 3 is where you just integrate peacefully. But breathing and using your voice, like woof, like get the energy out. And then you're gonna feel a release. And then you keep your eye on, okay, what can I be grateful for right now? Like I have 10 fingers and toes.
And I'd like to add one thing that is the most powerful to transmute stuck energy, feeling small, fear of failure, self-doubt, all of that stuff. And that is movement.
Dance,
Right?
yeah, movement,
Movement, whatever it is. What's your thing? Dancing, walking, yoga, gym. You know, we are energy. I keep saying that. We are just energy. And when the opposite of depression is expression. And when you expand, we walk, and we find this sometimes because Sarah and I, when we're together, we just love to talk, we love to talk. And sometimes it's like, oh, and we can feel our energy constraining. And then we just go, right, let's go for a walk. And the moment we step out of the motion, it totally transforms your energy. So move your body, move your body, move your body.
Couldn't agree more. Movement heals everything.
Yeah.
Get up and just start playing. My dad used to say, fake it till you make it. And some people don't like this, but it worked. I grew up really poor, and I just started pretending like I fucking knew what I was doing. And eventually I got the codes. How do you break ancestral generational curse of poverty? First of all, I don't really believe anymore in that. I don't believe anymore. I'm not going to subscribe anymore to generational curses. If you look at my lineage, like, there's some stuff there. But a long time ago, my aunt Annie Edson she's a big feature of her at the Niagara Falls, because she was the first person, let alone woman, to go off the Niagara Falls and live. That's true. So somewhere I've got like cool, and anyways, I don't subscribe to it. It's the first thing I'm going to say. It is proven that up to 7 generations is in our cells, our memory of our body. They've done it with rats. And so really we just go back to those practices of meditation, fasting, and prayer, asking God to relieve. And then keep always with these master healers that I've worked with, is keep your eyes on what you want. And eventually your identity starts to pivot if you're willing to let go and let in. You really can start to shake the energy of ancestral trauma. Any intuitive advice as a single mom doing it all? Girl, yes, yes, yes. There's an interview of me on my Instagram. I call myself a sovereign mom. I'm not a single mom. That's the truth, because it's me and God raising these babies. And I've surrounded myself around an epic community. I finally just hired an au pair, which is a nanny, but I didn't have it for years and years and years. My kids, I remember one of the first speaking events I ever did, my babysitter canceled the last second. I shoved them in a room with an iPad. They came out on the stage. I thought, oh my God, this is the end of my career. What are these crazy kids gonna do? And they started meditating. I didn't have them do that. Like, what? And I was like, yeah, that's so cool. Like, bring your kids into it. Be an entrepreneur. Like, our kids have a Founders of Youth program that are leading our castle. So ask the divine to come with you. Ask, swap with other parents or mom. Like, this is that co-creative community. Go into an intuitive meditative state and ask for the insight. What do I need to do to co-create better with my children and my
I'd
career?
like to add one more thing. I'm also a mother of 3 sons. Ask your children for help. And, you know, even when they were really young, I was totally honest. And when I was having my moments where I was overwhelmed or overworked or over emotional, I would just be honest and I would ask for their help. And actually, it blew my mind how much they could help me. And not only do I get help with, you know, stuff emotionally, physically, cleaning the house, whatever it is, but also it helps them step up because they go, oh, I can help mummy. And it helps them become more empowered and realize that, you know, they have their power within them. So yeah, please ask your children.
Couldn't agree more, man. She's who gave me the codes. We go grocery shopping, guys, and this girl's standing back like this. I'm like, what is she doing? Like, we got to put everything on the car, in the card, on the belt, then we got to put it in the bag. We got to get it. She's just like, how was your day today, Sarah? And all of her men, all of her boys are putting it on there, and her husband's packing it, and they love it. She's not asking them. She's not controlling or dictating. They just love to serve because she's not micromanaging them, right? So all of us love to serve, but most of us are squandering it. You know, now with my little boys, instead of saying, can you go turn the heat up or down? I'm like, ooh, I'm cold. And my, you know, Ryan wants to open the door. My son's like, I'll turn it down, right? So are we inviting support?
Yeah.
Most of us are.
And so ask, because
Yeah.
women sometimes can be the worst people to ask. We feel we need to do it all. So ask. So
Yeah.
ask your children, ask your community, ask your friends, and of course, ask the divine, ask God.
I
And
agree.
that's where the miracles will happen.
I agree.
And feel you're worth it, right? This is it. Because when you ask, you feel you're worth it.
Yeah.
And that's the cycle.
Yeah, I have a magnet on my fridge that says a sign of a clean house is a wasted life.
Yes.
Because perfectionism was so real for me that I never rested with my kids. I didn't watch a movie because I was cooking, cleaning, working. Now I'm like, ew, I never make my bed. There's all these stories about to be a millionaire, you got to make your bed every morning. I'm like, I don't make my bed. I'm intentionally like, I'm going to be messy. And now I have a live-in, oh my gosh, Cass is amazing, caretaker who helps me, nanny, whatever you want to call her. And it's just changed my life. But for a really long time, this is messy is sexy. Can you get messy? And yes, for the sport. So yes, The Big Leap with Gay Hendricks, that's the free book on YouTube. The other one was called Existential Kink. So it's just like getting turned on by the thing that your saboteur is. Like, why am I dating narcissistic men, right? Like, can you get turned on? Like, what is that subconscious programming that's creating the pattern? And then I have a free book for you on Instagram if you message me. I have it's called Magnetizing Miracles Guidebook. It's an interactive book. There's some other long questions, but we're closing. Great book, great book. Yes, Extended Key, yes, trusting. How much is retreat? You know, my love, I actually don't know, read the price, but that's the website. You could probably either message Daniel on Instagram or me if you just want a straight price, and I can ask later. What is happening? Feels like heavy cloud over me. I think we have 49 more messages. I just want to say the castle. It's right outside of London in UK. Yes, Amber.
Come to London. It's the base of Europe.
Yeah,
It's
we
gonna
were
be
just
fun.
Deepak Chopra, actually. We just meditated with Deepak Chopra last year.
We did.
Somebody's mentioning him.
I love that quote. Read that quote. It's a beautiful quote.
Oh, religion is a belief.
Religion is a belief in someone else's experience. Spirituality is your own experience. Exactly. And that's how we're going to elevate collective consciousness. That's why we're going to move from polarity to unity, because ultimately we're all one, and all these labels and paradigms and stories that separate us, they need to dissolve. And that's how we ascend together, to come together. And what brings us and unites us is love. And that feeling of connection. And that's beyond religion, paradigm, color, country, accents, politics, all the things that we artificially divide us. Love and that feeling of connection and that beautiful deep eye contact where you feel seen for who you really are. Not the mask, not the size of my bank, not the what I do, not my color, not my... really the essence of who we all are. And once we come together, and that's what these retreats are so beautiful to be seen, then that's how we ascend together.
The water fasting Yes. I'm just moving fast to go through it.
Yes, let's go through it.
So Mary and Lizette, I have in the Telegram that you guys get gifted, or Daniel, but when you message me for the free book, I have a whole section in this group on the fasting, and it has all the content already in it. So it was just water for 3 days is what I did. People, 7 days, you're 80% less likely to get cancer. There's tons of reasons to do water fast. Lizette, I love the idea of everybody doing fast together. Highly recommend continuing the community. I know Daniel has some platforms. He has a Facebook page for the community. So if you're not there, or again, you can, in my Instagram, I'll put you in a group. Come to retreat and do it. I know Daniel's actually done 12 days water fast. I was with him. It's crazy beautiful. First fast, 6 days and 40 years. Yeah, my girlfriend just finished 40 days of nothing but water. Huge insights. For me, on day 3 of my water fast, I was just in the heavens realm, like channeling. Fast from the 1st to 3rd. Yes, you're doing it. I don't know the deadline on the retreat, my love. I know they're giving $1,000 off in right now off of it, and payment plans. So maybe if you message him, or at least get a payment in sign up, you are in the door. Fasting changed me life. Yeah, it really did. It's crazy. And going vegan, she's vegetarian. I eat meat though. I eat small amounts of meat. But I do it from farmers market. Anyone wants support to build each other up? Oh, Kaylee, she's such an angel. I get lots of love from her on Instagram.
Connect
You're
the
such a spirit.
conscious
Yes, you guys should.
together.
Oh, look, IGs. Yes. Link for Mexico. Oh, Mireille. Hi, my sweetheart. I didn't know you were here. Right. I love you. I don't have let's see if the link's still on here, guys. I should have this link.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yay.
There's the link. All right. I love you guys. I'll just be here forever answering these, and we're way past time. I'm Sarah D Morell on Instagram, exactly like it looks. Message me. I'll give you Rohini, so I don't have to spell it out right now. She has her own Instagram. So if you have questions for her, if you want to go deeper later, questions for Daniel's team about the retreat. Yeah, I cannot encourage you guys enough to really take the time to invest in yourself from here on out. Clear out the clutter, whether it's not good friends. I don't even believe it. I don't really believe in exiling family or friends. I believe that there's always a truth point where you could exist, but at least take some time of separation before you can come back and co-collaborate. So, really, this is, I don't want to sound cliche about the new year, but take the opportunity to step into the identity of anything is possible for your life. And just like Rohini said, you really are loved in a way that is indescribable, that infinite source that flows through me when I cry to you guys all the time. If you've been on my classes before, it's just there all the time for you in this ecstasy-like state when you take the time to say yes to you and to be in devotion. So we love you.
We love you. Peace and
So
love from our
special.
hearts. Peace and love to all of you, and peace and love to all living beings, Mama Gaia, planet Earth, divine consciousness. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this beautiful gathering. Love you all.
Yeah.
Love you, Jennifer, too. Love all of you. Osorio. You are loved. We are loved. We are loved.
Yes, love you guys. I hate hang-ups, as you guys know. I'm not good at this.
Thank you,
All right.
Leva. Oh, Maria, we love you.
I'll give you recording.
Karen. Have a beautiful evening.
Yeah. Oh, it's a day.
Day.
It's a day where you guys are supposed to be. Yeah. Yeah,
Rosemary,
beautiful day.
Mary, Gail, love you,
Yeah.
love you, love you. Thank you for staying to the end.
Love you, Amber.
Yes, we are love. Bianca, Jillian.
Bye, Cindy.
Cindy, love you. You're
We'll
coming,
see you in
Cindy.
Mexico.
So much love you. Dunja, Tammy.
Stefan, we love you.
Alex,
Love
Andre.
Tammy.
Oh, I can feel you.
Pirella.
Pirella. Pascal, see you in Mexico.
Yeah.
Dude. Cindy, Alex, Cindy, yes. Love bunny. I can see Cindy is a proper love bunny. Yes, see you in Mexico, Cindy. Yes. Max,
Max,
see you in Mexico. And Marta.
Puddle, puddle.
Sequoia. What a beautiful
That's
name.
really beautiful
Yeah,
name.
I went to my honeymoon around the sequoia trees. Around, I can't
Mm.
remember what part of America they're in. Sequoia. Love
It's
you,
crazy.
sweetheart.
I went to get married in Paris, where her area, and she went to
We switch everything. We're yin yang.
All right.
Much love, sweethearts. Mwah.
Bye, everyone. Love you
Bye,
guys.
everybody. Oh, Greenwich, VJ. Hey, dude, how are you? Swing by the castle. Oh, amazing. And Gracie says her last byes too.
Okay, let's get this.
Oh,
Mwah.
okay.
Bye, everyone.
Oh.
Never gonna hang up. Never gonna. Okay, I'm hitting the button. You hit the button. I don't want to hit the button. You guys just keep hitting the button.
Yes.
All right.
Hit the button.
Okay, really going now.
Okay.
All right.
Gracie says, Gracie, oh, kisses for Sarah.
We're not
Well done,
hanging up.
Sarah.
All right, really. Love you guys. We'll see you soon.
Hi, Debbie. Bye,
Oh,
Debbie.
fuck, she's not here.
Debbie,
No, do
I
it.
love the energy of Debbie. I can feel her.
I might as well just sit here until you guys hang up.
Oh, see? Oh, we love you, Debbie. We feel you.
Should I hit the
Come
button
on,
now?
Shakti.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Where's the castle?
castle's in Norfolk, my love. An hour and a half from London, close to about an hour from Cambridge.
Yep.
So yeah, get in touch. It's Rahini, or go through Sarah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we want to build a community, and we're going to build 42 of these communities around the world, because the conscious people need to gather, we need to heal, we need to elevate each other, and that's how we're going to have impact towards a more beautiful world.
Cindy, and you're pure light.
Yeah.
If you see it, you got it. Journey. Is that
Journey.
your name? Because like your parents
This
are
is
really
a
cool.
journey. This is a journey.
That's
A
amazing.
journey to experience our real self. Yes.
Yes, Cindy, and come live in the castle. Yeah.
Amen, Debbie.
Amen.
Amen.
We're
Amen.
elevating. All right, we're
San
still,
Fran.
yeah.
That's going to be one of the centers.
And then Austin. So San Fran's basically Austin's like the
We're
new
coming to
San Fran.
UK.
Yeah.
Yes.
Karen, yes, we want to meet you.
Egypt.
Oh, in Egypt. I just was in Egypt. So powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, one of
I
our
left you
past
and hopped over
one of our
there.
past lives is in the Egyptian realm. That's another story for another time.
We'll leave that one off.
Past life healing is
I'm always good.
important.
I'm always good.
Named after the 80s rock band.
Wow, your parents.
Oh,
So
I'm in
cool.
London, Talia.
Oh,
went to
yes,
uni
my
in
love.
Cambridge.
We need to have
Talia.
tea.
We need the brains. Get in
Let's have
touch.
tea. I
Please
know,
get in
Tammy,
touch.
we're not hanging up. I don't even know why I thought I would hang up. So silly.
We had to wait. Talia, get
Love
in
you,
touch.
right,
If anyone
producer.
else is in the UK or spreading my UK, then please do reach out. We
Yeah.
want to build a tribe in the UK. And
Tea party. Oh, I was in Serbia.
wow.
It was so cool. And Belgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some really cute guys there. Just in case you really want to know.
Okay, Talia. Yes, please do.
Yes, let's have tea.
Cosmic
Let's get it
Queens.
together.
It is
White
this
beanies, because it's
oh,
so
really?
cold.
Oh, my goodness,
And
where
attract-
all the UK people are finally owning up to being from UK.
Wow, in South Africa, all the way to San Fran. Okay, yeah. Bye. How do you say your name?
Chumisa.
Jackson.
That's from
Beautiful.
Shuri, my husband's from Sweden.
That's a really close flight.
That is, yes. Hubby's from Sweden. Just maybe you know Tidaholm. It's the middle of nowhere, like in a forest, really middle of nowhere. About a couple of hours from Gothenburg. So you probably know it, Chewy.
Hawaii.
Come from Sweden. Hubby needs some Viking backup.
What?
Oh, you know
Africa?
Sweden. Oh my goodness, what are the
Well, it
chances?
counts. You're not far.
Tidaholm.
Marta. Yeah.
It's literally, it's like forest land, farmland. Apparently he has a funny accent because he's a farm. They joke about it in Sweden because
So
he's a
cute.
farmer boy.
Wait till you guys meet the Carl. He's the most sweetest, angelic ever. Their marriage is
He's a
adorable.
Viking.
They're really adorable. He's Viking. Yeah. Yeah.
But he's a loving Viking.
He's a
We're very
oh, he's so
close.
sweet. Yeah, they're dance and silly, and they're just 23 years married, monogamous, completely just devoted. It does exist.
But it takes work,
It
and
takes
we're going to
work,
share
yeah.
those love codes with you. That is our
Yeah.
passion because
Finland is amazing too. Best in school.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry guys. Sorry.
yes, amazing. Gosh, there's
Yeah.
people all over the world. How amazing.
It is. Daniel's got quite this.
Yes.
We're never hanging up. This is just we're
Incredible.
still here. Yep. Yeah.
Yes. Well, we'll see you. Well, can you imagine the goodbyes from when we're in the retreat?
No, I'm really the worst at goodbyes. I just want to take everybody with me all the time. That's why we're these projects of everybody just to hang out together all the time. One big family of working together. All right, we can't tell.
Okay, my sweetheart.
She told me I'm only staying till 7 because I need to go to bed.
I'm a lightweight.
Look who's still on
she's a
this
rock
call.
star. So I turned into a pumpkin at 8. So,
Oh,
but you
Cynthia.
guys, it's just so beautiful connecting.
Mm.
And this is why we're here. This is our sole purpose. This is what we were saying, like when you know your gift, when you activated your soul purpose, time, there's no
Stand
time.
still. Yeah.
There is not work, it's not play, it just is. It's your life. And then just incredible people, and that's it. Connection.
We can feel
love.
your love. That's what's got us hooked on this other side of not hanging up.
All right.
All right.
Hey, Maria. Oh, yes. We have I wish hubby was here. They could have done the Helango. I don't know how they say that. That's a
Sweden
Swedish
song, maybe?
Yeah. 23 years, and hubby says I can't still speak a word of Sweden, so we still have some things we need to resolve after 23 years of marriage.
So cute. Rain would always try to teach me these words, and no matter how many times I cannot. Confetu is, I think, jam in French. It is not easy.
Oh, fika lagamat for the Swedish people. Fika lagamat. I learned that, and it means I'm going to do the cooking. That's all I can say. I think it does anyway. You work for Ericsson? Oh my! Just my goodness, who'd have known it?
Wow, 50 times.
Say hey door. Oh well, Carl can definitely feel the love then from this. Who'd have known it? Hey door.
How funny! I haven't been to Sweden yet, actually. All these countries.
Fika. Yes, they have the fikas.
What is fika?
Fika it's a beautiful tradition where you come together. Yeah, fika. You come together, and basically you have coffee, tea, but not, and then you have little treats.
Oh, I love this tradition.
Biscuits and so little naughty stuff.
You guys, this is how much I love the tradition of teas,
a cup of tea
and drinks, and I mean, we just got a whole little smorgasbord
and princess cake. Yes, we love the sweets. They do. They're funny, aren't they? They're funny old elves. So they're very plain talking. That's what I like about the Scandi people, because they have fewer words. Their language actually has about a third less words than English.
Wow.
So that's why it's no frills. It's direct.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah.
When you're traveling Europe and the UK, it's so fascinating. You know, in America, we have all these states, and America's bigger than all of the United Kingdom. I think it's Texas is like the size of Europe or something crazy. But in Europe, when you're traveling, you're 1 hour to another country, and it's a completely different world. Like, I just took my kids on a whole Europe tour. And the minute you cross over, it's a different language, different houses, and it's 1 hour. Like, one country you could literally drive through, and it's like different planet.
What's Higgy? Higgy
is my best. Hike?
Higgy.
Hike. Oh, I like Higgy. Hike is my best.
Huggy.
Yeah. It's life simplification.
Yes, I have. I think that's from Denmark, maybe. They have this concept. Yeah, it's a different word. And it's simplification, yes. And
Mm.
ultimately, it goes back to what matters, which is
Mm.
living in a state of joy in the present
Minimalism.
moment. Yeah, if you strip, it's all noise, right? We
Enjoy.
create so much noise. And ultimately, that's it, Heike, that's it. Yes, yeah, I think I think it's from Denmark, if I remember rightly. But it is really beautiful. It's a present moment joy in simplicity, just being. And that is, I mean, my goodness, Western world, we create complications and noise and dramas about like first world problems, right? This is not right, that's not right, whatever. But yeah, it's beautiful.
And it's a really beautiful practice.
Yeah.
We should hang out. I ran out of all my water. Here's the other drink that I didn't show you. I'm like, okay. I've drinking everything and I peed 3 times on this call. Every time that Daniel turned it off. All right.
Love you, my
We do.
sweetheart.
We really
Thank you
do.
for hopping
Yeah.
on.
Thank you for being here.
It's
This part was
so
fun.
sweet.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Yes,
All right.
it's
We
real
hope we see you
connection.
on the other side.
See you in Mexico
Yeah.
and see some of you in London
And see some
and some in
social
Sweden.
media and in
Sweden. Yeah. So we definitely we're going to have an ascend together place in Sweden for sure. That has to happen.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
citizens of the world. Much love.
Bye, everyone. Have a good night.